Hello, welcome to day 2 of Build a Seven-Figure Self-Worth through image and style. My name is Afton Porter. I am a fashion stylist and life coach, and I'm going to be your coach through October 11th. I'm so glad that you are here and that you said yes to you. We are on day 2, but if you are new here, grab your workbook. This is what we're going to be using for the next several days and to guide you through your style journey. We have a calendar. We have all the dates and times. We're going to be meeting live at 8 a.m. on Zoom. So day 1 was your self-worth affects your income. The way that you view yourself and how much value you put on yourself is going to reflect on how much value you believe you're putting out into the world, and it's going to affect your income. Do you believe that you are worth it is going to show up, whether or not you apply for a job, whether or not you accept a certain amount of it for your salary, whether you set your prices at a certain price point. And we dove into day 1 of what are some different thoughts that we have. What's the feelings behind the decisions that we're making? Are we feeling our self-worth? Are we feeling our value? Are we looking at ourselves through the lens that is accurate? Or are we displacing our value? Are we valuing other things more than we should? You had a life will to fill out to kind of evaluate where you're at with your personal style, your body image and things like that. So you know what to work on so that you feel more self-worth. We know that our self-worth is already higher than anything else that we could ever imagine. We can't add to it, but we don't see that many times. And the way that we can elevate and build our 7-figure self-worth so we feel like $1,000,000 is by working on those areas that we know that we need to work on. Okay. And today we're talking about our style superpower. And the fastest way to change the way that you view yourself and to elevate your self-image is to change the way that you physically look on the outside to change the way that you feel on the inside. Now, yesterday we were working on changing how we felt on the inside, but the two together work magic. We can never outperform what we feel about ourselves. We're never going to do better than what we feel about ourselves. But when we add our style superpower to our current self-image, it's going to elevate us and help us operate at that highest level. As you raise your self-image and raise your external, your style superpower, it's going to rise to meet it wherever you are at. So I want to start off by telling you about a scientific study that was done. They took a group of people and they gave them a white coat, like a long white painter's coat. And they told them it was a painter's coat, and they went and took some cognitive tests with that. Then they took another group of people. They took the exact same cognitive tests, but told them it was a doctor's coat. When they looked at the results, they found that those who were told that they were wearing a doctor's coat actually scored higher than the painter's coat. Their brain worked better, stronger, and was more creative when they wore the doctor's coat versus the painter's coat. Why? The reason is because we have a certain general idea about doctors, nothing about painters, But doctors have a high level of education. They are believed to have a higher IQ. There's just this idea that doctors are highly educated and are very intelligent. So when the group put on the doctor's coat, they became the doctor. They felt like a doctor. They behaved like a doctor. Their brain just ignited. And what's interesting about this, it's not like they had to study what a doctor was like. They didn't have to study more for what the cognitive tests were. When they put on the doctor's coat, they became a doctor and their brains behaved like a doctor, which gave them the higher scores. Ladies, what you wear matters. It matters more than you realize. When you wear your style superpower, your brain is going to be ignited. You're going to be more creative, operate at your highest level when you are wearing your style superpower. Do you know what was interesting about that study as well? They continued to test people who had the white coat on a chair hanging in the room. None of those changed the tests. They had to be physically wearing the doctor's coat. It matters what we wear. It matters. I discovered this myself when, as a mom, and I had young children, I was lucky to be able to get a shower. I would, be happy if I had clean clothes on without even paying attention really about what I was wearing. It was just like, okay, is it clean? It's ready to go. I'm just going to throw it on. I've got to get going. But when I started getting more sleep and things started slowing down, I had 4 kids under the age of 6 or 6 and under. When I started being more intentional with what I was wearing, when I started being strategic, I was a stay-at-home mom. I wasn't working, but I wanted to, it was always something that I loved, but I just didn't really put the time into it when I had the small children. When I made that switch to start being strategic and started wearing clothes that I really loved, started putting some thought and energy into that, when I wore those clothes, things changed. I started getting more excited about what I was doing and the decisions I was making. I felt more alive. And I think sometimes we get in, our day to day, and when we haven't thought about our clothes, we're missing out on the style superpower. There's a term called enclothed cognition. That is what the study had proven, what I had witnessed, what I had experienced in myself, and was starting to teach my clients what we wear matters, and finding and discovering your style superpower is the key. I don't believe in finding our personal style. Our personal style we get to decide on, but our style superpower is something that we do get to discover. And what I found is when you need to be aware of how you're feeling and how you are producing, like how your day goes by different things that you wear, and having a style journal to keep track of that. But this I do know. Some easy ways to find your style superpower is, number 1, knowing what colors look best on you. Your brain knows when you wear a color that looks fabulous on you. It also knows when you wear a color That's not so great on you. But you put on a shirt and you look in the mirror and you might not be really, like today I'm not really feeling it, right? Like your energy's changed, your mood changes, your attitude changes, and you might not notice, but your brain knows that that color is not the best color for you. Your eyes don't shine so bright. Your skin looks dull. It will actually age you when you wear the wrong color. Your wrinkles will show, your impurities in your skin come out. The color of your skin's not vibrant. You just kind of like, So it affects the inside of you. It's holding the inside of who you are from coming out fully and being expressed. Your confidence is not fully awakened. When you wear clothes where it's the right colors for you, your eyes are bright, your skin is glowy, your brain knows, and you just feel fantastic. And so I do know, number one, when you're discovering your style superpower, your colors from a color analysis that I do can tell you what that is, but you will know by how you feel when you wear it. And you can look, put on a shirt that you look fabulous in. If every single one of your shirts do not feel that way, you are missing out on your style superpower. You need to feel great in everything that you wear. Can you imagine if that outfit that you wear to go to lunch with a friend that you haven't seen in 10 years, or for an interview, or for a special occasion, you wore that every day, how different your life would be? We are settling on wearing clothes that are holding us back, that are keeping us from showing up as powerfully as we possibly can. Why? It's so simple not to. It's so simple to wear clothes that are perfect for you. It's also super easy not to, right? It's easy for us to get into our ruts and not pay attention to the clothes that we are wearing and how we are feeling, because it matters. Every day matters. So, number two, when we wear clothes that fit us properly, it allows us to be more creative. It frees up space in our brains to be able to do more and achieve more and think higher thoughts. But when we're wearing clothes that don't fit us right, maybe they're too small, maybe they're clinging on our stomach, you're having to keep pulling them up, or tucking to make sure that nothing's showing or that it fits okay. When we have to do that, it's actually taking up our brain space and power. We only have so much brain power a day. I know that you feel that sometimes, but we only have so much brain power. And when you use that brain power to handle little situations that you do not need to take care of, you're using that for, handling your clothes versus doing other things at a higher level that you're already doing. It's not about working harder. It's not about studying and cramming. Like, they didn't do that for the doctor's coat test, right? There was no cramming going on and studying. They just had to show up, and they just achieved higher. That's what we want to do, and that's how we want to use our style superpower. So your homework today for the next 24 hours is to change your clothes. If you're not wearing something that you feel fabulous in, an idea of what that might be, if you're like, Afton, I have no idea what that would be. What would you wear if you were going to go meet someone that you haven't seen in a long time, like your friend from 10, 20, 30 years ago? What would you wear if you were going on a blind date? What would you wear if you were getting an award? Nothing too fancy if it's higher than what you would normally wear, like dressier, like heels, and you don't need to put on a ball gown. But what would you wear if you were going to be on TV? That is what you should be wearing. So go put that on today and make a note of how you feel and how much effortless things feel for you that day. See if you notice, especially if you have another outfit on and you are changing, see how it changes your mood. I always say, don't ask yourself, what do I want to wear today? Ask yourself, how do you want to feel today? Because we know how we feel is going to drive our behavior. We know that our feelings are making decisions for us. So if we can manipulate our feelings a little bit to go towards the actions and our desires and the goals that we have, it's going to feel so much more effortless. There's going to be less effort having to go towards them. You're using the momentum for you. And that's what we're doing with our style superpower. So every time you hear me say style superpower, that's what I'm talking about. It literally is a style superpower. I got it from the observation of watching my children, and maybe you have children and nieces who would put on a costume, a character or a superhero, and would immediately change into that character. Nobody has to tell them how they behave, what they would do in different situations. They can create a whole storyline by changing their outfit into a costume, and they turn into that character. That is what we are doing when we are getting dressed every single morning, whether it's your t-shirt and jeans, whether it's your blouse and leather pants, whatever it is that you are wearing, you are turning into that character each and every day, whether we like it or not, whether we know it or not. And our brains are going into alignment with what we're wearing. Another example of this is if we're not feeling good, we're tired, it might be snowing outside or raining. If you go, your body kind of craves that, putting on some casual, cozy clothes and grabbing a book and snuggling on the blanket. It kind of just puts your whole brain and body into a relaxed and comfortable zone. And your clothes and your environment is playing such a key role in that. So when you are able to control your environment, what you have around you, and the clothes that you are putting on, it just feels so easy and natural to cozy up and maybe even take a nap and fall asleep, right? So it goes both ways. When you need your brain to calm down and relax, you go and put on some relaxing clothes, and your brain will be able to do that. Well, when you need your brain to operate at its highest level, you're going to want to put on the clothes that are going to match that, because your brain will rise. Now, we can only operate at our highest level of what we feel about ourselves, right? Our self-image. But as we match our style superpower to our self-image, we just are going to keep going up higher and higher in who we are, and developing our skills and creating more impact. And what we talked about yesterday is our legacy that we're leaving here. The more and more people that we come in contact and we can affect their life in a beautiful way, that is our legacy. And as we are creating and designing our personal style, discovering our style superpower and bringing those together and matching that with our self-image that we work on every day, beautiful, magical things happen in our lives. And so I want you to, in your notes section inside the workbook, write down some of those outfits that you know if you wore them today, you would feel amazing, and start wearing those first. And then think of, when you get ready tomorrow, how do you want to feel? What outfit do you want to wear that's going to help you feel that feeling, so that you can start making decisions from those feelings, letting those feelings drive your actions, and get to a point where you're building your 7-figure self-worth. You feel like $1 million. You look and you feel like it, and you put those together, and you are out there operating at your highest level. All right, so your homework: go change your outfit into an outfit that you know you feel amazing in, and start being aware of how the little difference of changing your outfit makes you feel and affects your life. All right, I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We are going to be attacking day 3, how to design your style. So we're going to start talking about actually curating your personal style. You know, we want to know what your style superpower is, and how you would incorporate that and start building your style. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.